Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulonding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
It's a warm reception to our studio here in Sarakunda. This is Star TV News with me, Maimuna Fadera. In the headlines tonight, construction of governor's residence in Karawan to begin soon. GT Bank staff commence work after 2 days of industrial action. More than 500 GDC loyalists have shifted their allegiance to the NPP, National People's Party. On the international scene, Latin America faces threat of unrest over COVID-19 economic damage. Myanmar coronavirus, Thailand concern over rising cases. More troops killed as clashes rage in Nagorno-Karabakh. Well, those were the headlines, and now the news in details. A press release from the Office of the President, the new UK High Commissioner, to present his credentials. His Excellency President Adama Barrow will receive the letters of credence of the new British High Commissioner to the Gambia, His Excellency David Belgrove, on Wednesday, 30th September 2020 at 11 a.m. at the State House. His Excellency Belgrove replaces his predecessor, His Excellency Sharon Waddell, who ended her tour of duty in the Gambia in July this year. The diplomatic relations between the Gambia and the United Kingdom further strengthens the historic ties between the two countries. The cooperation between the states ranges from tourism and culture, national security and defense training, education through the various scholarships. Britain continues to be a key partner in other areas such as democratic governance and peace building, youth employment and irregular migration. The release ends. His Excellency President Adama Barrow has laid the foundation stone for the new governor's residence and office in Karawan, North Bank region. Well, Maria Madam has more of the story.
The project is worth $23.4 million and it is funded by the Gambia government. The project is, however, contracted to Kurubali Construction and it comprises a governor's residence and 16 offices. The construction of the structure is expected to last for a year. The CEO and Managing Director of Kurubali Construction, Cherno Kurubali, says the project is important for the people of Badibu Karawan.
So it has been a very important project for the people, for the governor and the people of North Bank region. They really welcome this project. And you can see it's about 16 offices. Their plan is to accommodate the Commissioner of Police and Regions, the Commissioner of Immigration and other civil security services here. So it is an important project for the people.
The current governor's residence is in a deplorable condition due to improper infrastructure and needs proper modern construction. But when the current project is constructed and completed, it will improve the infrastructural development in Karawan as an administrative headquarters. Meanwhile, the president made a surprise stop at Dasalame to inspect the ongoing maintenance work as the culverts were destroyed by heavy rainfall. He, however, thanked the National Road Authority's officials for their timely response. Maria Madam reporting for Star TV News.
The staff of Guaranty Trust Bank resumed work on Monday after embarking on 2 days of industrial action. The bank was rocked by the strike after staff expressed unsolved grievance over management's failure to address their concerns. Well, Jacqueline Colley reports.
The staff of the bank commenced the sit-down strike last week Thursday and demanded, among other benefits, the restorations of their appraisal bonuses, promotion of those staffs for 2020, medical insurance of their 15% performance induced payment. This industrial action started in July 2020, but it was dismissed when the Central Bank of the Gambia management interceded and asked GTB staff to continue with their work as the CBG strives to resolve the dispute cordially. The resentful staff has since then continued to execute their functions, hoping that their demands will be fulfilled by the management of GTB. Adrian Bryan, one of the employees at the GTB Bank, said that the staff of the bank have commenced work. He said that the staff is hopeful that the management will listen to their demands. The Central Bank of the Gambia and the Central Bank of Nigeria are taking part in the issue to make sure their demands are fulfilled. Some of the demands made by the staff include medical insurance, personal improvement projects, staff promotion, among others. Adrian said they are hopeful their demands will be met by the management of the bank because there is a positive engagement going on between the relevant stakeholders, including the staff representative body of the GTB. During their strike in July and last week respectively, the customers showed utmost disappointment to the bank staff for staging a sit-down strike without giving prior notice to them. Some even threatened to end any form of transaction they have with the bank if the problem was not settled soon as. Jacqueline Colley reporting for Star TV News.
Barrow for 2021 is a campaign platform set to see President Adama Barrow is re-elected as president in the 2021 election. Recently, many people have joined the president's party through the association. This time, it was the people of Lower Nyomiki. Among them was the councillor of the Medina Siring Mas in Nyomi, who himself was part of the Gambia Democratic Congress (GDC) before switching to the National People's Party. Well, Bintakuli has more of the details.
As the year 2021 fast approaches, the much talk about presidential election scheduled to take place in December to determine who leads the Gambian people in the next 5 years. Unexpected shifts of allegiance have been taking place with political parties in the country. We have seen political parties throughout the country putting their agenda forward to win the hearts of the electorate to vote for them in the next election, and National People's Party is no exception. Ibrahim Osoriba, the founder and coordinator of Barrow for 2021, said the aim of the association is to support Barrow in his political agenda and emphasizes that they are not here to hunt any political party, but any person that comes to NPP will be accepted. He added that they are so that the coming presidential election will be won by President Adama Barrow. Yasukai Senghor, ready President Barrow for 2021, said the people of Bara, especially women, are fully behind President Barrow. She added that in the next coming months, Gambians will see a drastic change in the political arena. Councillor Amaduba from GDC believes his position as councillor was as a result of people, and whenever he is in a situation that he cannot help his people, he will do anything possible to change the situation, even if it means changing his political party without any hesitation. He added that Barrow has all the qualities of a good leader. He said Barrow's biggest achievement is to bring freedom of expression in the country. The chairman of Medina Marina Ward also added that President Barrow was chosen by Allah because before becoming president he was just a mere businessman dealing in land, but eventually became the president. That simply means he was ordained by Allah. Falai Balde, advisor to the association, said he is appealing to the authorities to make ID card available to Gambians and stop turning down people even after paying the $450 required to have an ID. For Star TV News, I am Binda Koli.
Well, we now take a short break. We'll be back with the international news. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
Welcome back after that short commercial break, and we now look at the news beyond our borders. In Latin America, COVID-19 infections and deaths are continuing to rise, with more than 800,000 people now infected in Colombia and Peru, and at least 700,000 in Argentina. In Brazil, the pandemic has killed more than 140,000 people, the second highest number of deaths in the world after the United States. An effective vaccine cannot come too quickly. While Al Jazeera's Daniel Swetler reports from Buenos Aires.
There is no one reason why the COVID-19 virus should have been particularly virulent in Latin America. Different governments have tackled it in different ways. Some, like Argentina and Peru, imposing strict lockdowns.
I keep insisting that we'll get back the 1 point of GDP that we lost. What we won't get back are the lives lost.
Others, like Brazil and Mexico, have been criticised for claiming too soon that the coronavirus has been defeated.
It's decreasing slowly, but we have no reports of outbreaks, which is good news in the context of this serious problem.
The numbers, however, keep rising. More than 800,000 infected in Colombia and Peru, 700,000 in Argentina, 76,000 dead in Mexico. An effective vaccine can't come a moment too soon.
This virus will continue to spread and people will continue to get sick even as a vaccine is being rolled out. So we cannot pin all our hope on vaccines alone. As is the case very often in public health, there are no silver bullets.
Among the hardest hit have been health workers, indigenous communities and those already living in vulnerable situations.
I was laid off work and the situation got really hard because I live with my 3 children and take care of them all by myself. There are days when we have to skip a meal because things are hard.
No one is immune. The presidents of Brazil, Bolivia, Honduras and Guatemala all tested positive for the virus. They all recovered. The pandemic has battered already fragile economies, and protests have grown across the region, demanding an easing of lockdown measures and a return to work.
It's good for the economy so that people have the opportunity to keep their businesses up and running, because that's important, but it doesn't mean we're out of danger amid the pandemic.
It's becoming clear that the pandemic has highlighted and exacerbated many of the systemic problems that existed across Latin America previously. Lack of investment in health and education, inequality and corruption. Many for now are simply battling for survival against the virus and the problems it brought with it. Daniel Schreimler, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
Myanmar coronavirus. Thailand concern over rising cases. The number of coronavirus cases has more than doubled in the past week in Myanmar, bringing the total to more than 11,600. Thailand has quickly moved to stem the flow of migrants crossing the Asia border. The Thais have so far been largely successful in containing the outbreak in their country, while Al Jazeera's Scott Hedler reports from the Maesai, Thailand.
The northernmost stretch of Thailand's border with Myanmar is a natural one, the Doi Nang Nong mountain range. While the landscape might be beautiful, it makes it difficult for Thai Army patrols to search for migrants crossing illegally. With concern growing over Myanmar's increase in COVID-19 cases, those patrols have grown bigger and more frequent. This says the number of migrants attempting to cross has surged over the last several weeks. Thailand has been much more successful in controlling COVID-19 and has better health care. The Thai border areas are on high alert. Many of the crossings take place at night, making it easier to avoid being caught, but also increasing the danger. One of those migrants who risked the night crossing, a mother of two, in Thailand illegally, were hiding her face. Anne used to sort avocados on the Thai side of the border, but in May she sneaked back into Myanmar to see her mother before she died. She returned to her house a few weeks ago. It's been tense with her Thai neighbors since. She says they treat her like a disease and informed local authorities that she returned.
Everybody is scared of it, but it was absolutely necessary for us to come back. I was prepared to notify the local health volunteers and the head of the village.
It was along this stretch of the Sai River that serves as the border that Anne and her daughter snuck back into Thailand. Because of monsoonal rains, it was swollen and fast-moving. Her daughter had to ride on the shoulders of someone who was crossing at the same time. It's not just Anne's neighborhood. One group that works with migrants is also seeing cases of locals alerting authorities about people who have crossed illegally.
If they come into the community after illegally crossing and people see them, they will notify immigration. They don't care.
There's only a trickle of cargo passing through the usually bustling Mae Sai border post. Since the rapid spread in Myanmar, more precautions have been put in place at the official crossing.
We coordinate with the Department of Disease Control to intensify the checking of cargo vehicles and their drivers.
But as the situation worsens in Myanmar, people seeking safety and better health care will continue to take the risk and cross over any way they can. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, Mae Sai, Thailand.
More troops killed as clashes rage in Nagorno-Karabakh. Fierce fighting between Azerbaijan and Armenia has killed dozens of soldiers and at least 11 civilians. The conflict in the Nagorno-Karabakh region escalated sharply on Monday. The two sides pounded each other with rockets and artillery in a new round of the decades-old dispute. The international community is calling for an immediate ceasefire and a negotiated settlement, while Al Jazeera's Robin Forestier Walker reports from Tbilisi, Georgia.
Summoned to war, these Armenian reservists are leaving the capital, Yerevan. President Nikol Pashinyan called all men into military service after fighting erupted on Sunday over the disputed region of Nagorno-Karabakh. On the front line, Armenia says it is repelling Azeri attacks in what both sides are calling a war. The last time they fought a full war was in the early 1990s, after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Some 20,000 people were killed. A ceasefire was brokered in 1994, but sporadic fighting has continued ever since. Russia, traditionally Armenia's ally in the region, has called for calm.
We continue to monitor the situation very closely. We believe that the military operation should be stopped immediately, and the process of resolving this conflict, as well as the consequences of flare-up, should be resolved by political and diplomatic means.
But Armenian and Karabakh officials say Turkey's involvement is untenable.
I want to declare that not only Azerbaijan but also Turkey is at war with us. They are using the main modern weapons and ammunition available in the Turkish army, drones and aircraft.
Hospitals in Stepanakert, the Karabakh capital, have received dozens of wounded soldiers and civilians. Some patients were moved into bomb shelters.
We have 30 wounded and there are operations undergoing. Some patients who were in hospitals were evacuated into the bunker, and the seriously ill people are in the hospital. We're working on high alert and are ready to receive the wounded.
Azerbaijan says Armenian artillery struck well inside its territory. 5 family members were killed in the city of Naftalan. Many more were hurt. Armenia and Azerbaijan are also waging an information war, releasing defense videos showing airstrikes, but without context, or making claims that have so far proven difficult to verify, such as Turkey's military involvement or the deployment by both sides of Middle Eastern mercenaries to the front lines. Regardless, the casualty rates are climbing, and so far the international response has yet to pull these armies back from the brink. Robin Forestier Walker, Al Jazeera, Tbilisi.
And before we end the news, a quick recap of our main headlines. Construction of governor's residence in Karawan to begin soon. GT Bank staff commence work after 2 days of industrial action. More than 500 GDC loyalists have shifted their allegiance to the NPP, National People's Party. On the international scene, Latin America faces threat of unrest over COVID-19 economic damage. Myanmar coronavirus, Thailand concern over rising cases. More troops killed as clashes rage in Nagorno-Karabakh. Well, that's all for this edition of the news. Do enjoy the rest of our programs and join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for watching. Do enjoy the rest of our programs once more. Bye for now.